Industry Mitra Quarterly Magazine, Issue-8, Service Sector in India.
Copyright Notice. This book is reproduced in accessible format for people with bona fide print disabilities by Mitra Jyothi. Mitra Jyothi's address is CA site number P22, 18th Cross, 31st Main, Sector 1, HSR Layout, behind NIFT College, Bengaluru, 560-102. Phone number 2258-7623 or 2258-7625. Country code +91, Bengaluru code 080. Email address mj.tblibrary@gmail.com. Website www.mitrajyothi.org. Mitra Jyothi spelling MITRAJYOTHI. This book is created for distribution for the print disabled only and in accordance with the Marrakesh Treaty ratified by India on July 24, 2014 and Section 52(1)(ZB of the Copyright Act 1957. This accessible format production of the original publication is permitted to be used only by persons with print disabilities. Any further reproduction, distribution to any person without a print disability, or any commercial use of this book is strictly prohibited and will be subject to legal action.
Beginning of the book. Hello dear listeners, hope you are fine. Now I am going to read the book Industry Mitra Quarterly Magazine, Issue 8, Service Sector in India. This book is produced in DAISY format by Mitra Jyothi.
Activities at Mitra Jyothi. Dear friends, Mitra Jyothi is a registered charitable trust established by Dr. Madhu Singhal with like-minded people in 1990 with the objective of integrating persons with disability into mainstream society. Currently, it is located in HSR Layout, Bangalore. Its main aim is to enable visually challenged persons to lead an independent, self-reliant and respectable lives through education, training, guidance, information and technology. It also focuses on joining them to the mainstream of the society. To accomplish this, Mitra Jyothi has various programs. Let us know more about these programs now. In Independent Living Skills Training Program, visually challenged women are taught about house management techniques, orientation and mobility, handicrafts, basic health and hygiene, personality development, etc. In Computer Training Program, visually challenged persons are trained to use computers with the help of softwares such as JAWS and NVDA. We conduct 3 months basic course, 6 months advanced course and TCS aided 45 days advanced computer training course. Other essential skills for employment such as personality development, communication in English language, mobility skills, etc. are also part of this training. After the training program, the organization helps the eligible students in placements also. During the training program, the food and accommodation is provided in the campus itself. We also have Center for Empowerment of Women with Disabilities in Electronic City, Bangalore. It is a safe and secure hostel for working and studying women with disabilities. As a part of Educational Resource Center, we produce audio versions of textbooks from class 1 to post-graduation in DAISY format. Audio books for competitive exams, novels, biographies, etc. are also available in Kannada, English and Hindi languages. Currently, we are also producing books in EPUB and DAISY with images formats. As Mitra Jyothi's library has collaboration with online libraries such as Sugamya Pustakalaya, and Bookshare, Mitra Jyothi members can also download books from these websites. In addition, library also publishes two Kannada monthly audio magazines like Sanchaya, containing general articles for entertainment, and Spardha Shrinkala that helps students to prepare for competitive exams. Along with this, an English audio magazine called Industry Mitra, giving information about different employment sectors, is also published regularly. The center's Braille Transcription Center is equipped with latest Braille embossers and tactile embosser. Using this, we provide Braille copies of required books in Kannada, English and Hindi languages, and also tactile pictures. Calendars, business cards, etc. are also available in Braille script. Braille Press also publishes a Kannada monthly Braille magazine, Jnana Samhita, and an English quarterly Braille magazine, Insight, regularly. Through its job placement cell, Mitra Jyothi also helps specially abled people to get jobs in various sectors like banking, manufacturing, IT companies, teaching, government offices, etc. It also regularly conducts various workshops on social legal awareness, health and hygiene, family planning, personality development, traffic safety, etc. Equipments like daisy player, smart cane, braille slate, stylus, chess, cricket ball, etc. that are specially made for visually challenged people are also available at Mitra Jyothi. To use these facilities and other informations, please contact Mitra Jyothi through phone or email. Thank you.
Agenda.
Hi, this is Shweta. With me is Manik Mahajan, Gauri Warrior, Rashmi Ramesh, Mufeed Sheikh, Malvika Nair, Gokul Venu, Rashmika Prakash, and Deepthi Satish Kumar. Welcome to the 8th edition of the Industry Mitra Quarterly Audio Magazine, where we aim to familiarize our listeners with different industries in our country, their impact and scale, background, government policies, and employment opportunities for visually impaired, and inspiring success stories. In this edition, we are going to talk about the service sector.
Service sector in India. India has the fastest growing service sector in the world, with the lowest share of services employment, contributing about 66% to the Indian GDP. The government is taking aggressive steps to increase India's commercial services export share in a global service market and to enable multifold growth in the GDP. In addition, not only 34% of manufacturing jobs are service type functions, but also a dollar's worth of final demand for manufacturing generates $1.48 in other services and production. India's distinctive competence and competitive advantage formed by the knowledge-based services makes it a unique emerging market in the world. Backed by several government initiatives, the services sector in India has the potential to unlock a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity which can create symbiotic growth for all nations. The services sector is not only the dominant sector in India's GDP, but has also attracted significant foreign investment, has contributed significantly to export, and has provided large-scale employment. India's service sector covers a wide variety of activities such as trade, hotel and restaurants, transport, storage and communication, financing, insurance, real estate, business services, community, social and personal services, and services associated with construction. Market size. The services sector is a key driver of India's economic growth. The sector contributed to 55.39% to India's gross value added at current price in FY20. GVA at basic prices at current prices in the second quarter of 2021 is estimated at rupees 42.80 lakh crores, which is equivalent of 580.80 billion US dollars against rupees 44.66 lakh crores, which is 633.57 billion US dollars in the second quarter of 2019-2020, showing a contraction of 4.2%. According to RBI, in September 2020, services exports stood at 17.28 billion US dollars, while imports stood at 10.13 billion US dollars. Nikkei India Services Purchasing Managers Index (PMI) stood at 53.7 in November 2020, reflecting strong growth since March 2020, before the coronavirus pandemic accelerated. However, it is still below the neutral mark, indicating eighth consecutive decline in business activities in the private sector. Scale and infrastructure. India stands out for the size and dynamism of its service sector. Some of the developments in the service sector in the recent past are as follows. The Indian healthcare industry is expected to shift digitally enabled remote consultations via teleconsultation. The telemedicine market in India is expected to increase at a CAGR of 31% from 2020 to 2025. In August 2020, Japan committed rupees 35 billion, which is 476.11 million US dollars under the official development assistance for the health sector to fight the COVID-19 crisis in India and improve the resilience of India's health system against infectious diseases. In September 2020, NASSCOM Future Skills and Microsoft collaborated to launch a nationwide AI skilling initiative to train 1 million students in AI by 2021. Services sector is the largest recipient of FDI in India with inflow of 84.25 billion US dollars between April 2000 and September 2020. In December 2020, the Ignite program was initiated by Siemens, BMZ, and MSDE to encourage high-quality training and technical education. Ignite aims to develop highly trained technicians with an emphasis on getting them ready for an industry and future based on German Dual Vocational Education Training (DVET) model. By 2024, this program aims to upskill close to 40,000 employees. Government initiatives. The Government of India recognizes the importance of promoting growth in the services sector and provides several incentives across a wide variety of sectors like healthcare, tourism, education, engineering, communications, transportation, information technology, banking, finance, and management, among others. The Government of India has adopted few initiatives in the recent past. Some of these are as follows. Point 1. In September 2020, the government announced that it may infuse rupees 200 billion, which is 2.72 billion US dollars in public sector banks through recapitalization of bonds. In the next 5 years, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is working to increase the contribution of the digital economy to 20% of the GDP. The government is working to build cloud-based infrastructure for collaborative networks that can be used for creation of innovative solutions by AI entrepreneurs and startups. The Government of India has launched the National Broadband Mission with the aim to provide broadband access to all villages by 2022. Under the midterm review of Foreign Trade Policy 2015-2020, the central government increased the incentives provided under Services Exports from India scheme (SEIS) by 2%. Scope and career opportunities. Financial independence is a powerful mechanism for people with disabilities to achieve dignity, political participation, security, fulfillment, and a socially valued life. The opportunity to work and be employed is an important part of most adult lives. However, when it comes to training, pre-employment skills, and placement, people with disabilities have very limited access to such avenues. An inclusive society strengthens and encourages people with disabilities to assimilate with the mainstream and pursue careers and livelihoods they aspire. This further enables the society at large to become resourceful and move the country towards a future of promise. To achieve this goal, individuals with disabilities need to get equal access to secure housing, supportive familial systems, opportunities to find purpose and a sense of belonging, develop relationships with others, a good education, and a decent and dignified employment. However, in reality, there are a number of obstructions many disabled people face in their daily lives, which hinder their access to public spaces, private institutions, schools, colleges, or workplaces. Moreover, biases, prejudice, and lack of inclusivity are some deterrents which create the negative perception of inferiority, incompetence, and helplessness among people with disabilities. Living with a physical, intellectual, or mental limitation is challenging, especially in countries like India, for two critical reasons. First, the social stigmas which tend to question the capabilities of persons with disabilities at every stage of their lives. Second, lack of a holistic development approach towards their betterment, which must include not only medical interventions but social, environmental, and physiological services systems which have a tremendous impact on the lives of differently abled people. These efforts align with the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities to promote respect, independence, equal access, and opportunity to quality education and decent work. The primary reason for lack of employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities is a broken education system which values merit, grades, and conventional forms of studying, such as rote learning, instead of knowledge and cognition. This instills a feeling of discouragement and demotivation among people living with varied disabilities who may not be valued accurately through these old and archaic systems of assessment. Furthermore, to secure a job, applicants require industry knowledge and skills, with the disabled community not getting equal access to quality education, study materials, learning aids, and trained teachers, majority of them lag behind. More than their disability, societal biases push them to the edge. However, those who get quality education, knowledge, and skill set are absorbed in mainstream workforce. As per a 2011 census data, 55% As per 2011 census data, 55% of total disabled population could read and write, and 36% of this population section was employed in some occupation. This data suggests that there is a potential for individuals with disabilities to be a part of a formal workforce and contribute to the country's economy. According to the International Labour Organization, 15% of the world population is differently abled, and a big percentage of it, about 80%, are of working age. Roughly, that number comes to 785 million people. If we collectively become a little more aware and put some effort, it would make a huge difference for people with disabilities in their careers. In past few years, a positive trend is being witnessed. Organizations and companies are coming forward to create a space for persons with disabilities. There are a number of career options at present that they can pursue. Many organizations in India are working in this field to empower, train, and educate individuals. This has immensely helped them. Now, persons with physical impairments can be employed in fields of education, banking, information technology, administrative services, artisans, technicians, corporate sector, art, music, cooking, and even sports. The job providers are aware of the limitations and they do make sure that their employees with disabilities get the resources, support, and opportunities they deserve. For those who have learning disabilities such as dyslexia or autism, a job in a professional kitchen, art and designing enterprises, horticulture, and the software sector, and many more would be ideal choice. People with such disabilities are incredible multitaskers. The kind of creative thinking and imagination they process can go beyond the defined limits set by the society. Societies are now working closely to assess the different capabilities and opportunities available to differently abled citizens and how best to utilize their resources based on their talent, knowledge, expertise in every field. In terms of employment opportunities, the possibilities for people living with disabilities seem to be boundless if employers, institutions, and workplaces are just more cognizant of the varied requirements of their differently abled staff. India in the recent years has outnumbered the number of enterprises who have employed the people with disabilities and given them a ray of hope. Various restaurant chains have employed people who have hearing impairments. Special trainings is imparted to these individuals so that one can easily achieve the goal they have set for themselves and have a blooming career in any field. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice, has a web portal through which individuals can type in their disability and search for suitable jobs. The department further imparts trainings to specific job profiles if required. Along with this, self-employment loan and education loan is provided if they wish to start their own business or study the subject of their choice with scholarship options. Constant efforts are made to enable the one with disability and not to be treated different, but equal in any career option which they choose. The differently abled population amounts to up to 1.46 crores in India. As per Census 2011, 36% of the total was employed. This data implies that there is scope for these individuals to work and contribute further to the country's economy. Along with the existing initiatives, it is crucial to spread awareness that people with disabilities are as capable as any other individual. The society at large needs to be sensitized that individuals with disabilities are as much capable living life and command as much respect as any other person. It is high time that they receive what they deserve. This article was from Deccan Herald dated May 13, 2020. The writer is the CEO of the Hans Foundation.
Skill development. There are many institutes that strive towards helping the visually impaired to gain skills required for successful employment. One such institute is the National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Visual Disabilities. It is a premier institute in the field of visual disability working under the administrative control of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. The Training Center for the Adult Blind is the oldest unit of the institute, which has the responsibility of opening up new and challenging training and employment opportunities for the visually impaired. The vocational courses being offered are continuously aligned with the latest market trends and present-day industrial requirements, and most of the vocational courses have been recognized by the National Council of Vocational Training. They have a team of well-qualified vocational instructors and rehabilitation professors to man the department. Visually impaired men and women in the age group of 18 to 40 years are entitled for the admission to the vocational courses on fulfilling required conditions and qualifications. The Blind Relief Association Delhi is another institute that provides vocational training in a wide range of industrial and other occupations to male and female visually impaired adults in the age group of 18 to 35 years. The training programs also include orientation and mobility, communication skills, personality development, understanding computers, braille, and music to develop their core strength as individuals. The trainees are encouraged and helped in completing school education under open school system. Their multi-skill training helps trainees acquire various skills such as bookbinding and paper craft, basic massage, candle making, packaging, stitching and soap making, thus enabling them to work in industry, become self-employed, or work with family support. The training schedule is kept flexible to suit the capacity, interest, and capability of individual trainees. Another training by the Institute which will help in acquiring jobs in the service industry is the Call Center 1-year program. This program is designed for the computer literate, visually challenged persons to prepare them to be able to work in mainstream call centers. It includes communication skills, working in auto dial CRM process, and performing actual call center tasks. Trainees receive stipend and incentives as they master the skills of telemarketing. The Indian Association for the Blind, since inception, has tried to make the visually challenged independent in every way. Apart from providing education that equips students with knowledge, confidence, and independence, the Indian Association for the Blind takes several initiatives to ensure that its students are highly employable. Comprehensive skill training is imparted to train students in areas of their interest and to enable them to access mainstream employment opportunities. Through their BPO skills, training students have found placement in Tata Docomo, Sun Direct, and other well-known organizations.
Government quota and benefits for persons with disabilities. The Government of India has considered only those with a minimum of 40% of any disability. For example, for you to be considered for reservation for having low vision, your vision needs to be at least 40% lower than normal eyesight. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment identifies the posts valid for PWD reservations. These jobs are identified on the basis of job responsibilities and duties involved. Other concessions given to PWD candidates include age limit relaxation, exemption from paying examination or application fees, relaxation in suitability standards, reservations in promotion, etc. The implementation of Persons with Disabilities Act 1995, which mandates 1% of the jobs for people with visual disabilities in government and public sector, has paved the way for visually challenged. With its specialized training initiatives that backs the visually challenged with skills, several Indian associations for blind alumni are gainfully employed in the government sector in sectors like teaching, railways, and banking. So far, about 750 IAB alumni have been employed in government sectors. In a unique initiative, several IAB alumni have been re-employed in IAB after retiring from government services. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana (PMKVY) is a skill development initiative scheme of the Government of India for recognition and standardization of skills. Under PMKVY, there are certain incentives to encourage participation of persons with disabilities in the skill training, namely post-placement support, monthly conveyance allowance, boarding and lodging, etc. There is an exclusive sector skills council for PWD's community, namely Skills Council for PWD, SCPWD, for catering to the needs of PWD candidates and run trainings in PWD friendly training centers. Such centers are structurally designed to enable PWD candidates to experience a beneficial training such as availability of Braille, computer screen readers for visually impaired, sign language interpreters for speech and hearing impaired at training centers. Financial assistance for skill training of persons with disabilities is another such scheme that targets skill development of people with disabilities as per industry needs, which can help with employment and contribution to India's growing economy. Success story of a blind professional. Pratik Agarwal did everything right when it came to hunting for jobs. He performed well in aptitude tests, he excelled in group discussions, he aced the interviews. Yet, when it came to the HR round, he was rejected on the basis of his visual impairment. His story is one of hardship and discrimination that many disabled individuals too often face. But Mr. Agarwal took it all in stride, eventually founding his own firm with clients in more than 50 countries. A software engineer with a computer science degree from NIIT University in Nimrana, Jaipur, Pratik was used to overcoming rejection. As a child, several schools denied admission until the principal of one took interest in developing facilities to assist his education. With his parents' support, Mr. Agarwal grew to be a bright individual interested in computers. Though he made his way through college as a member of the topmost ranks, he hit a dead end with campus placements. Crushed, he thought the road had come to an end. All his work and efforts done in vain. However, his entrepreneurial spirit soon came through as he began to play with the thought of becoming a job provider rather than a job seeker. In his final year of college, while others were sitting for placements, Mr. Agarwal started his own company, Dedal Technovative. Dedal Technovations, focusing on development, consulting, and digital marketing. Though he had a slow start with no clients and did shop to shop canvassing to approach local businesses about their software needs, the company now boasts clients from all over the world and employs people both on site and remotely. Now, he is working on technologies such as robotics and cryptocurrency. Pratik, a successful entrepreneur, now takes up social causes in addition to his busy life running a company, along with teaching computers to other visually impaired individuals. He finds the time to play guitar and is also a part of a book lovers club, maximizing his free time to do what he loves. It's safe to say that Mr. Agarwal has become a successful professional by every definition, refusing to be beaten down by discrimination and rejections, instead, carving out his own path.
Riddles. Solution to whole riddle.
In the last issue, we presented you with the following riddle. There are three boxes, box 1, box 2, and box 3, containing gold, silver, and mixture of silver and gold respectively. Each of the three boxes contain a label on them describing the contents. Mr. Hurricane comes and messes up all the labels. Now, each box is labeled with the name which it exactly doesn't contain. You are given only one chance to open a box and you should guess all the remaining two box contents correctly. Which box will you choose to open keeping in mind that all the three boxes are labeled wrong. We hope you were able to figure it out. Here's the solution. Choose the box labeled as mixed. If the box labeled as mixed is chosen and opened, it can contain gold or silver, cannot contain both because the label written is exactly opposite. Say, if the box contains gold, then two boxes will now left to be guessed. And obviously, the box labeled as silver contains mixed. New riddle. Given two hourglass of 4 minute and 7 minute, how will you measure 9 minutes? Stay tuned for the next issue of the Industry Mitra Quarterly Audio Magazine to find out.
End of the book. With this, we have come to the end of the Industry Mitra Quarterly Magazine, Issue-8, Service Sector in India. Any suggestion for improving the quality of recording is always welcome. Please contact Mitra Jyothi. The address is given at the beginning of the book. Mitra Jyothi wishes you every success in all of your lives and undertakings.
This is Shweta, Manik Mahajan, Gauri Warrior, Rashmi Ramesh, Mufeed Sheikh, Malvika Nair, Gokul Venu, Rashmika Prakash and Deepthi Satish Kumar.
Hope you have enjoyed this book and benefited from its listening. Thank you.